The wilderness is a silent place. It doesn't care about your past, and it doesn't promise you a future. For Hagar, the desert wasn't just a location, it was her life. She was a woman who had been used, discarded, and driven out into the heat with nothing but a child and a dry skin of water. She wasn't the wife of the promise. She was the one people wanted to forget. But the story of Hagar reminds us of something powerful. Even when the world overlooks you, God still sees you. Hagar was an Egyptian servant in the household of Abraham and Sarah. She was not the matriarch of the promise. She was not the one God's covenant was spoken to. She was simply there, living in the shadow of someone else's story. But when Sarah struggled with barrenness, a painful decision was made. Hagar was given to Abraham so that she might bear a child. And suddenly, the servant became a part of a complicated and painful situation. When Hagar conceived, tension filled the household. Jealousy replaced peace. Bitterness replaced kindness. And soon, Hagar found herself mistreated and pushed aside. The home that once sheltered her became the place she had to escape. So she ran out into the wilderness. We often talk about the fate of Abraham, but what about the tears of Hagar? She sat in the dust of Beersheba, watching the water run out. Have you ever been there, watching your resources dry up, watching the hope you had for your family slowly evaporate in the heat of a trial you never asked for? That day in the desert, Hagar reached the end of her strength. She placed her child beneath a bush because she could not bear to watch him suffer. And then she stepped away and wept. To the world she was invisible, a servant, a runaway, a forgotten woman in the desert. But heaven was listening. Because the wilderness has ears, and God doesn't just hear the prayers spoken in palaces. He hears the cries whispered in deserts. The angel of the Lord came to Hagar and asked a simple question. Hagar, where have you come from and where are you going? In that moment, something extraordinary happened. God called her by name. Not Abraham, not Sarah. Hagar, the woman everyone else overlooked, was fully seen by God. And then God did something even more remarkable. He opened her eyes, right there in the place where she thought everything was ending. There was a well of water. Provision had been there all along. Overwhelmed by what she had experienced, Hagar did something no one else in scripture had done. She gave God a name. She called him Elroy, the God who sees me. In that moment, she realized something profound. You can be invisible to the world and still be the center of God's attention. Your wilderness is not a hiding place from God. Sometimes it becomes the very place where you encounter Him. Maybe today you feel like Hagar, overlooked, unseen, cast aside by people who were supposed to protect you. But lift up your eyes from the dust. The well may already be there. The same God who saw Hagar in the desert is the same God who sees you right now. You're not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not an accident. You are seen. And sometimes the place that feels like the end of your story becomes the place where God begins to reveal His presence. Until next time, leave a little kindness wherever you go. It always finds its way back.